Hi. Okay, I'm looking bad and this might not be a great video, but really trying to get caught up in this class. Okay, so dissociative identity disorder, yeah, is controversial because of its association with false memory. I understand that, and it's important to stay open-minded, I think, with this too. I have some notes that I wrote down, and I know that you have questions too. I understand like creating false memory would be a thing with this if you had multiple personalities and you didn't know kind of who you were, and you were, I guess, somehow trying to create, a past that wasn't there. I could see coming up with false memories. It makes sense. I mean, I don't doubt that this is something that's prevalent among patients. I know that it's controversial. It's characterized by the presence of two or more distinct identities or personality states, and the controversy is in the accuracy of and the potential of, creating false memories, but also of the effects caused by the treatment itself. So if people are being treated for having this, that they could have side effects or things that were treated or things that were created just based on what they were being treated for, and it would cause more problems. Sort of like if you get a headache and you take medication and then you get more headaches because you're taking medication, then it creates more problems than it's worth. So yeah, given the controversy, it looked to me like I noticed that it was more prevalent in certain countries. There are different places that it was more prevalent than others. Not sure what the reasoning is behind that. If it's the lifestyle of those places, it seems like places like the Netherlands and those other countries, it seems like they always have lower rates of things like that. I think that the reason that it's been more prevalent recently than before is that it's more common to be prevalent in a person that's been already diagnosed with other disorders. And in the past, we didn't treat people for as many disorders as we do now. In the past, it was, it's like ADD with children. People didn't have ADD or a lot. There's a lot of disorders that people didn't seem to be diagnosed with before as much as they are now. And nowadays, we've got sort of a name for everything. And so I would think that would make a difference in the frequency of how often it was diagnosed now. That would make more sense to me. What else? Let's see. So, one thing that comes to mind when I look at this is the movies. There's definitely movies where you've seen people with multiple personalities kind of snap in and snap out, and it's fascinating and shocking how that somebody can go from one personality to another. I can't even imagine it, and I would think that a lot of the controversy too is that psychology is not a very I know people that don't believe in psychology as a science at all. They think that it's something that you can't prove. I mean, how do you prove a feeling? How do you prove how do you prove a feeling? I think that's basically the thing. Like, how do you show something that's not tangible and it's not scientific? And I know that's controversial, and I know that science is definitely behind psychology, but I do know people that don't believe in it, and I know that typically, like, I have a friend who's Chinese, and her parents live in China, and recently she got her master's, and they came over to visit, and they were not as encouraging as I would have thought that they would be for a daughter who was graduating with a master's in psychology. And she said, well, they just don't really believe in psychology over there. They don't think that it's a valid thing. And I guess in different places, people don't see it as a real thing. And so, overall, I can see that being an issue. And then something like this, I would think that people would probably fake having multiple personalities for, I don't know if it's for the dramatic portion of it, if it's to get out of, if somebody commits a crime, they could, get out of it by being legally insane, and they could say that they have multiple personalities. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know what the reason behind faking it would be, but I could see, our clinicians being hesitant to believe in its authenticity because of that reason. Looks like I'm out of time. hope I did okay. I'm kind of nervous. I wasn't, I don't know, wasn't as, no, I did fine. Give myself a pat on the back. All right. All right. Thank you. Bye, Professor.